Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Kerr, and I'm the inventor of the Privacy Preferred gown. As a physician, I spent the first 20 years of my career looking at patients and seeing them struggle with traditional hospital gowns. And luckily, I had a nurse who challenged me to do something about it. And so I went home and took one of my daughter's Barbie dolls and started cutting out little pieces of cloth and trying different models to see what would be a solution to the problem of the traditional hospital gown, and we came up with the Privacy Preferred gown. We've now worked through a number of different aspects of its development, and we think we've come up with a gown that has some great advantages. One of the problems that I have seen with patients, obviously, is the privacy issue. And typically when patients show up and you hand them a gown, the first thing they struggle with is how to put it on. Do they put it on with the gap in the back or the gap in the front? If they put it on the correct way with the gap in the back, it's almost impossible for them to do by themselves, and they need assistance in doing it. It's also very difficult often for them to be able to access it and untie the knots once they're tied. And then even under the best case scenarios, they're often self-conscious about the big gap in the back. And with the Privacy Preferred gown, that's no longer an issue. Patients find it very easy to put on. You simply tell them that to put it over their head like a poncho and tie it in the front, and even people with physical limitations usually find it quite easy to put on. One of the other important aspects from a physician standpoint is being able to access the patient and still have them feel like they have a degree of privacy. And with the Privacy Preferred gown, it's very easy for me to examine the patient. I have access here at the chest. I can remove the shoulder snaps and gain access to the upper chest. I can also untie the gown and have access to the full thorax and abdomen and waist from that perspective. As an anesthesiologist, spent a lot of time in the OR and saw hundreds of gowns destroyed simply because it was difficult for people, the OR staff, to remove the gowns once a patient was transferred onto the OR table. Particularly with larger patients, the gown is tied in the back and the knots are oftentimes difficult to access, and as ORs are oftentimes busy places, I saw many of the gowns destroyed just from the ties being cut. And with this gown, it's very easy to untie. You can leave the back panel on the OR table and easily remove it from the patient either before or after the procedure. Hi, today we're looking at the Privacy Preferred gown and some of its advantages over the traditional hospital gown. And one of the nice things for the patient is it's easy to get on, and also when we're, from a physician standpoint, when we are accessing the patient and examining the patient, it helps us to make them feel comfortable by preserving their privacy. It also gives us ready access to do whatever kind of exam we need. So I'm just going to go ahead and listen to heart sounds. There's two ways I can access. I can undo the shoulder here and come in from the side. But I can also access just having the patient raise their arm and come in from the side this way. I can actually reach clear across the entire body. And the patient still feels like they have a certain degree of modesty and privacy. Easy to access for if you need to examine the torso or the abdomen. You can actually have full visual, and yet the patient, because of their field of vision, they feel like they're covered. So full access to the body from either side. Very easy to have them or you also do up the gown again. You can have them sit forward. Again, easy access to the full back. just by undoing one side of the gown. You can actually do it such that you can undo the other side too if you needed to, and they can still retain. You just have them hold the gown here and with their other arm, and then you can have full access to the back.
When we were looking for the fabric for the gowns, we did a lot of research. The current gown is a 55% cotton, 45% polyester. That's the same one that this is. The reason being is because they are made in China, and if you have a higher percentage of cotton in them, there's an increase or higher cost of polyester. They increase the duty, they put a duty on it. So to be economically competitive, gowns are very, very cost efficient as far as what is currently on the market. That's the blend. It's the same blend that's out there. 55% cotton, 45% polyester. So they fade at the same rate that all the things that are out there currently are fading at. We have done extensive laundry, working with laundry for over the past year on all kinds of aspects for laundry, because that's a big deal for hospitals. These are industrial strength snaps called the K&M. You actually have to get in Japan, and that's what they have on them. We have gone through a year of testing with these, and once they get into the laundry system, they do not come apart in laundry. So you don't have to worry about the two panels separating in the laundry. If they do come down to the laundry in two pieces, on the left shoulder, we have a white strip, so that if you do have two pieces, all you have to do is match up the two pieces, and your gown goes back together. The gowns are color-coded for the nurses because I got tired of rummaging through the linens trying to find the right size. So the pediatrics are orange, the mediums are a teal, the large is a blue, and the big kahuna, the extra large, is a green. Another feature that these have is that the large and the extra large have a telemetry pocket for any patient that might have tele. So we have addressed a lot of the issues that laundry have had, in fact all of the issues. A couple of the issues for administration is cost. These are the same, almost the same cost as the current gown that exposes the butt, about the same amount of fabric, but we save the hospitals money in the fact that you don't have to double gown the patient. They can actually walk away with you without their butt hanging out, and the fact that the surgeons don't have the opportunity to take their bandage scissors out and cut the gown off to get the patient into the OR or in a code situation. So economically, this gown actually saves the hospitals money.
One of the fun things about the privacy preferred gown is the first time that a patient tries it on and you ask them how they like it. Oftentimes they hit themselves on the forehead and say, man, why didn't I think of this? And it makes it really easy to sell. All you have to do is hand it to someone, have them try it on, and ask them which they would feel more comfortable in. And uniformly, they all say that the privacy preferred gown would be a much better gown. They feel much more comfortable in it. So it makes it very easy to sell. And we've done everything from the development standpoint to make the gown so that it's technically meets the requirements of the hospitals as far as durability and washability, and makes it cost effective in the long run because the gowns are not destroyed and are very usable, and it adds extra value because of the privacy nature of it. One of the big things and important things with hospitals and all healthcare providers is to have and provide value to the experience of their customers and their patients. And this certainly can help your hospital and help your clinics to be able to offer something additional and add value to their experience by providing this an improved gown and an improved experience of privacy.